Yeah, we're happy.
Last time was fucking.
Last time was crazy. So, yeah, welcome back. Another episode.
Another episode.
It's good to be back.
Hi.
It's us.
Hello.
Dude, thank you for coming in the second time. That's really cool.
Yeah, there won't be a third, all right? Just make sure.
I mean, you can come whenever you want. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you just
but-
hang
It doesn't
around.
have to be a podcast, but like.
Yeah, I'll just be in the background next time. Just hanging out.
like in the corner, like
Yeah,
staring
just
at you.
in the
Like,
corner, just like,
Just Googling stuff.
yeah. Just depending on the guest, just be like, I would be funny right now.
Sunday morning, right?
Yeah.
Sunday
we
morning.
got Fitz. What was your last name, man, actually?
Gessler.
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 Gessler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit
The
like
perfect guess.
Guzzler.
Gessler.
I get Guzzler.
Chancellor. Oh, but it's really German, right? It's, really
It's very German.
Gessler.
Yeah,
German.
very German.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is it your dad or your mom's side? Or both?
My dad's side. And it's funny, my mum's side, it's Esser, which is it's like
really?
similar.
Okay.
And Esser in German just means like eater. Eater. And
Eater,
Gessler is just a name. It doesn't really mean anything.
Huh.
Oh.
But I actually have some pretty famous ancestry attached
What?
to
Well,
my name.
okay. Which part? Which side? Which?
On my dad's side.
No, I mean, like, are they Nazis or?
Yikes.
They're famous.
That's what I mean.
It's funny because like Germans get like really cagey if you talk about like their Nazi family.
Yeah.
But like I have all German family. But being born and like raised in New Zealand,
You don't give a shit.
I'm like, yeah, I had Nazi like grandparents, like for sure. Like they were like,
Yeah. That's what interests me. Like, if I were to be German and like born German, I would be like, okay, did my grandpa fight on that side or on the other side?
Well, I think because you've got like two kind of things. You've got the ones that fought because it's like their nation is making them fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got the
Exactly.
side that were like into it. They were like,
Yeah.
believers of the cause, and I had both. I had like some, dude. Like my
whole
dad was
package.
telling me like
Seriously.
on my like one side, like it was his grandmother was like full blown into it, and his grandfather like on that side was like anti-propaganda, and then she told the Nazis on it. And they came round and they were like, "You got to cut it out, or we're gonna."
Wow.
Yeah.
So imagine your wife being like,
Oh my
a tattletale, like how.
Fuck, she really hated him.
Yeah, I guess it was. I mean, at that point, you're not really.
He didn't do the dishes.
Yeah,
To get him. Like that guy.
he's still. You have to go. He was out late last night again, boys. Come on, come pick him up.
But also my grandparents they fought on the wrong side.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were.
Against fascism?
I knew you would say that. No, I knew it. No, he was my granddad. He escaped from the war by bike.
Dude, that's so Italian. He had a loaf of bread under his arm. He had a fucking goose under the other. And he was
On a Vespa. Just
Mamma mia! And then
the tomatoes are on the floor.
it's a fighting,
I kind of imagine like that kind of, yeah. But then he got caught by Nazis.
Shit.
Yeah, and then they were like they did like this like when they do a group to decide to kill someone, you know, they do like a execution.
Or like a focus group or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Execution focus group.
And
And they got the whiteboard. They're like, all right, boys.
Pros and cons, you know. And there was this kind of thing, and everyone voted for not killing him, but one guy voted for killing him.
Whoa, you'd remember that dude, eh?
Yeah. Like
Wow.
my grandma, when she tells me this story, she's always like, and he told me, you can always remember the face of the fucking motherfucker. You know,
yeah,
that,
the one
you know,
dude.
you'll see in
Holy
front of you
shit.
like guy. It's like, yeah, we should kill him. We should actually.
It's just- and especially when you've seen everyone else vote no, and you're like, I know this isn't going to matter, but I just want everyone to know that I want this guy to die. Imagine bumping into
You know what I mean? The guy, like, I told you so.
Yeah.
like, I told you we should kill this motherfucker. Now look at us, we're all dead.
Dude, imagine seeing him like post-war. You're like at a bar, you see the dude, and you're like, bro,
What the fuck?
what the hell, man? He's like, oh.
What was that?
Are we gonna talk about it or?
Elephant in the room.
Should we go couple therapy? What is that? Yeah, I love this story. It's funny. And
Represent. Yeah.
Gosh.
oh my God. Yesterday I was at this bar, and it was fun. Like I was in this bar, and it was a new bar. I'd never been there, and like next to us there was this couple that they were breaking up
Oh no way.
in front of us, dude.
Oh my god.
And the funny thing, they were Italian, so
Oh my god.
we could understood everything. You know, that's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
better. And
Well,
like the guy was trying to say like you're like an angel for me.
Oh no.
Aw.
And then she left on the.
Oh.
Like, she took an Uber and she came back home. And my friend was like,
How do you
"Dude,
know all of this?
Because we were like
You
next
went
to her. Like
home?
Like she went. How do you know she took an Uber?
Did she?
Yeah,
As
because
she
we
left,
were
was she like,
outside. No.
I'm going home.
We were
I'm
drinking
going home
outside.
and Uber. Oh, okay.
So we were drinking outside, and she took like the car like.
Mm.
Ah, okay.
And the funny thing, like my friend was like, "Oh, it's so cringe to say you're an angel," you know. I wasn't. I mean, it's cringy. I can see
It
that.
is, yeah, a little bit.
But also,
like,
what do you say? Like you're a devil, like a devil.
Devil,
Like,
yeah.
What do you say?
I'm like I'm in the purgatory, you know. I'm like
Yeah, I feel like with romance you kind of got to go to the extremes. You
Yeah.
can't say like, "Yeah, you're pretty good." You're like a, you know,
You're fine, actually.
Yeah.
You're
You're
like
all
a-
right.
you're like a sturdy ox. You know, very useful. You're like a.
No, but are you like guys? Like, do you flirt a lot? Like, how's your like? do you-
Yeah, well, you
how do
can't tell right now.
What's your love language?
How are you feeling?
I mean, we've been touching it, but like,
flirt a lot. Yeah, but I don't talk about it.
like,
Like
do-
to
do-
keep 'em
how do you
guessing.
talk to your if you like?
How do we talk to girls? This is like high school locker room chat. Like,
How do
guys,
you that?
Have you ever called
how
somebody
do
an
we-
angel? Because I'm definitely fucking did.
I
mean, like, I don't know if it's that cringy because
I struggle with that. Like
Really?
with
Okay, I can
calling
see-
someone
I
an
can
angel.
see.
It's too serious for me. I don't take myself that seriously. And so
Yeah.
to like be like, oh, you're an angel is just kind of
yeah,
I'll tell people how I feel. You know, I could
you can say that.
I
You
can, I can be like, you know, this is how you make me feel, but I like
but you can never describe and give metaphors and
when
analogies.
it's like getting a bit too like poetic. It's
Really, even not even you. I thought like
I'm really I
thought like the Mediterranean-
Fitz said, I'm like I cannot take myself seriously, especially when I say these kind of like romantic things. I'm like I'm laughing inside. I don't know
know.
why. I'm like
Yeah,
this is so
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Because if I overhear someone else say, it, I'm like, loser. Like,
well, let me tell you, I say it, but in the back of my head, I'm like, okay.
exactly. And then back in your head, you're like,
But, like,
you're
I'm still
saying it
saying-
like to a woman, like trying to get like,
Yeah.
like trying to bang, and in the back of your head, you're like, kind of gay.
this is a good bit.
No, but I just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I've been on these dates where I said like those stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting late now. Like, it's,
Yeah.
So did you use these kind of lines like?
yeah,
so-
like, I think it's
I
an
don't know,
Arab.
man.
I
I
think my Arab people.
Maybe when I was a bit
agree on this.
younger. When I was a bit younger.
Yeah,
Now I feel like every time I go on a date, I try to be myself.
yeah.
That's why I'm single, but that's why I don't date anyone.
But yeah, I think the most romantic shit is just honesty. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
And
true.
so it's like there's
No, I-
lines if they feel like it's like fucking rehearsed or whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing real about
That's
it. so-
true. I don't necessarily pretend that I'm something I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying stuff that are like, okay, I'm expressing my feelings, but like sometimes in Arabic especially, you exaggerate things. You say like you get too dramatic
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
You
Is that
know?
like a language thing?
Yeah, it's a
Like,
language thing.
So,
It's a language thing. So like
Because-
for example, I always show appreciation. I like to do that. In Arabic we always say that, like thank you.
Yeah.
And you like to hear the welcome. For example, in German I say thank you a lot, danke, but they don't always like they're just like all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, or stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know, I
interesting. And it's like in in New Zealand, and it's not really like a language thing. So I think, I don't know if English is as metaphorical as, say, like my brother like studies Mandarin.
Okay.
And he is saying like the language is very metaphorical all the time. Like the way that they speak is
analogies,
analogies and that sort of thing. And like English, I don't think it's so much, but like in New Zealand, we apologize a lot, even if we're not at
it's like
fault.
in Canada.
Yeah, it's very similar to Canada. Yeah. We're similar on that. And so we'll like, even if you get bumped into, you go, oh, sorry, mate. Like even though it's not your fault. And in Germany, they don't do that. They don't, unless they're like, feel like they're responsible for something, they just won't apologize. And they're almost like, sometimes I like feel like they're looking at me weird when, they're like, why are you apologizing? I'm like, I'm not really.
Yeah,
like, I
I'm just saying
like
that.
I'm just trying to be polite here. Almost. Like,
That's so funny saying that. See, that's like a sign of like, all right, there's warmth in that culture. I feel like with the language.
Dude, do you remember?
Yeah, like, it's warm. It's like
warm.
Warm.
I thought you said there's worms.
Just nice,
tiny worms. All worms in the language.
It's just infected.
You remember in Amsterdam when we went to the tram?
Yeah.
And there is like
what happened?
The ticket.
Oh my god! Yeah.
It's called like the
machine.
Yeah, the machine. But there is a person inside this like
a person inside the machine.
Yeah, dude, it's
like
kind of crazy, dude.
You were really high in Amsterdam.
Yeah, we were really high.
Yeah, bro, that's all.
Obviously, that was in Amsterdam.
It's not a dude. That's all machine work, bro.
It's like a transformer.
It's all gears.
It was a prostitute, dude. It was
You're sitting there, you're like, I push a button and I get a ticket. There must be a dude inside there.
Why a dude, not a woman?
Imagine we're wrong, and there is actually like it's just Amsterdam specifically. It's just got little people just inside the machine.
Everything was machine. Also food. Yeah.
Also
anyway.
food. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like the Flintstones. Like the cars will just have little feet in the bottom of them.
No, there is this station with the person inside that she's checking the ticket.
In the train itself?
With the booth, and
there's
the
a
holes
booth
in the glass.
Have you ever seen this before? I don't know.
This guy was fucking high, and he didn't read there was like the sign saying like, please don't lean on the.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
He entered, he just like did that, and I saw
With
the
my full
woman.
body.
Dude, I saw the woman. She went nuts. She was like, "What the?"
Whoa.
This guy was like, "Oh shit!"
I was like, "Fuck! What the fuck did I do?" And she's like, blah, 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 "Don't get into that." I'm like, "All right, I'm sorry." And then they made like the tram made a turn, so I bumped again. And she's like, "What did I do?" I'm like, "Dude, where should I go with my body?"
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fat, but like, what the fuck? And she's
was
literally
body
like,
shaming
dude, the booth is like taking like 70% of the corridor space that you have to.
Yeah.
Oh, to get through,
Yeah.
Why do you have a booth inside a tram? You could literally be like a machine. This woman, like, she should just be a machine.
Well, that's what they have in like Prague. They you just use your like FPOS card, like your credit card to pay for a ticket. You don't even have like a lot of places have those like Oyster cards in London, like a card where you just use a card. And I don't know, it was never checked, but my friend was saying they have a machine that like can check when you the last transaction was on the card or something. So they have a way, because I was like, how do they know? Because there's no receipt, there's nothing.
We have the same in Italy.
Well, crazy.
Yeah, it's also
so get that fucking
get
that check off there. Put one of those on.
What a boring job you have. You just have always the same route, and you're sitting in a booth, and you're just watching people getting in and out of this train.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Imagine like I was talking to a bus driver in Boulder in the States, and he was saying that there's like kind of you like fight for like bus routes. And he was like, I've been a bus driver for 10 years, and now I've been fighting to be able to do this route. Because it was a real beauty. Like, I was taking the bus to go, like, for a hike, and it goes, like, up in the mountains and stuff. But it's just, like, a city-run bus route. And he was, like, so stoked about it. He's, like, been doing it. He's like, I've only just got on, like, the last few months.
Wow. So you got the best route.
He's like, I do the best route in, like, my region.
But how do you fight?
I just never thought about that before. That there's bus drivers, like, fucking jealous of like they got, they're like, motherfucker he got that route. He's only been a bus driver for 6 months.
Dude, there's a route war.
Yeah, there's a route war.
This is a different level of capitalism. Like I feel like what the fuck. Wow.
Imagine being like not respected because you're like, oh, you're on Route 4. Loser.
What the fuck,
weird
dude?
guy. Don't talk to that guy. He's
bus
Route
driver.
4.
You don't get invited to the bus driver ball because you're fucking.
Yeah, it's like
You got like Route 50 and above, all right? Otherwise, don't talk to us.
Shit. I wonder if traffic police have the same thing. Where like, oh fuck, I'm at this street now. I have a colleague who runs the other
Runs the other street.
Yeah.
I think it's like that with like I looked at when I was real young because I loved the idea of like being a detective, and so I looked into like how you become a detective, and I studied like psychology. So I was like, oh, I'm a good. And then you
that's
have to
really
do like
cool.
a couple of years of like just general police work.
Oh, okay.
And then you kind of apply and you go through that process. But what was attractive about it is after 2 years, you can already start to apply if you've like proven yourself as a policeman. And the problem with that, if you want to fast track it, is you go to like South Auckland in New Zealand, which is like the dodgy kind of area. And
Okay.
it's mostly younger cops, like newer recruits, because it's like in order to be a detective, you have to have seen a murder. You have to have seen like a dead body kind of and been involved in the investigation of something like that. And so that's like, you go to Auckland, within a few months you'll see that probably. And it's like, yeah, it's just kind of funny because it felt like it was a bit of, oh, you're in that area, or like, you know what I mean? Or you like go to like a nice kind of community and you're like a upper class policeman because
South Auckland policeman.
South Auckland policeman. Right.
Fuck. That's interesting that you wanted to do that.
I thought about it. I was never really eventuated to anything.
Could like be the Sherlock of New Zealand.
Sherlock of New Zealand.
South
Just
Auckland
interested, like my parents were just always really into like detective
work.
like movies and TV
Oh.
series and stuff, and I was like, this could be
So hard to
kinda
hide
fun.
drugs from your parents.
Yeah. No, I was real good at it. That's why.
So you can hide drugs
That's
perfectly.
why I was like, I understand the mind of a criminal because
want to be in their shoes, you know.
Yeah, the
it's
best
like-
criminal is the best detective also, right?
yeah, I think there is a bit of that, like a
Yeah.
fine line. It's like Dexter or
Dexter,
something. you
yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
Like
Conan.
being able to think.
We're watching that Conan detective.
Conan?
The anime, Japanese anime Conan. Where
Oh,
he
I saw it.
puts the-
So yeah, the little guy.
The little guy.
Ben 10.
No. It's another one. This one is. Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I mean, it's like this guy who is like, he's actually a grown-up person, but
He shrinks.
Yeah.
Or something.
and then he catches pedophiles or something.
That's actually a good plot.
That's actually good. That's way better. That's a way
to a
better.
child, and it just like with skimpy clothing, he goes to the playground.
Perfect double agent, you know?
I'm going undercover.
Japanese people.
He starts liking it, but he's like, no, I'm doing this
Or he, like,
for
makes
the
a-
police purpose. I'm gonna fuck that guy for
It's
police
like-
purpose.
Yeah, the classic movie thing of that it's like the blurred lines and they go undercover, but then they actually like fall in love, and he like actually like, falls in love with the pedophile, and he's like, no, he's a good person, I swear. And it's like,
The South Park did an episode on that where like the police commissioner tried to find a prostitute ring in South Park, and he just
and he becomes,
he becomes a prostitute himself. He's just really
Yeah.
no, I'm
He's
doing
just-
this for the police work.
It's very clear. He's just real into it. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but no, that's like an anime. I don't know if you have you watched anime?
Yeah, I
Sheldon?
love it. I love
Animes?
anime.
Is it an
Watched, like,
anime?
Attack on
Conan?
Titan and
Yeah, it's an anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the longest manga.
Really?
Whoa.
Because
Cool.
it's been like almost 40 years they're doing it.
Wow.
Every week they release one chapter.
Longer than like Dragon Ball Z, and
Yeah.
I was big into Naruto when I was younger.
Naruto's
nice, man.
cool.
Big into
Yeah.
Naruto.
I'm also into mangas. Always been. We talk about it.
Yeah, actually yesterday.
Yeah.
Remember? He only has manga books here.
Yeah.
And there.
Just mangas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like Naruto. I'd like watched it, and then I got to a point where I'd caught up on everything, but the manga was still being written and like released, and then I started reading the manga because I was just so into the story.
Yeah. It's a crazy story. I mean, I love Japanese like authors because they go really crazy sometimes, and they're super young. Like Naruto or One Piece have been written when they were like 22, 23. The
No
idea-
way. They
And
started when they were that young.
yeah, they were super young, and they were like, oh,
That's nuts, man.
The porn is insane too.
when they're young.
No, there's like
All right. Okay. We do.
When they start
Now
young,
we're
what was
getting
that? When they start when they're 23, what was that?
the
You mean with like the tentacles and all the bloody? Yeah.
I mean, like,
No, I
must
mean,
not pretend
I'm
that we
assuming.
never like searched for that.
Did I ever tell you that I applied for a porn website
No.
as a software developer,
No way.
and I got rejected? But the thing
That
is,
hurts, dude. That's
Too much porn.
I mean, how many applications are they getting?
no, actually, I passed the first. I passed the HR, and when I went to the HR interview, the HR was like, by the way, as a first thing, she told me, by the way, you're never
You gotta
gonna
bang.
meet.
You
No.
gotta fight. We need you.
Yes,
It's like Fight Club, you know what I mean? To be part of this team, you
Can't
gotta
talk about. No, you're never gonna meet any porn star.
Oh,
She told me that. I was like, I didn't even ask you. Like, what is it? How many people ask
I
you
thought
this?
I thought you were gonna say that's why you didn't get the job because you're like,
fucking.
I called my mom. Like, Mom,
yeah, you're like,
no
I don't
porn
want the
star?
job anymore.
No, it's no. Then I went to
That's
the.
funny though to lead with that. Like, how many people before was that their first question?
Yeah, then like I did the technical interview. It was very hard and cheap. Cheap
Okay,
job.
here's the photo. Which hole is the?
But then like it was really difficult. Like the technical interview, I didn't pass it. And the funny thing, like after it was for. I mean, I can't say the name, right?
I don't know. Who gives a
fuck
shit?
it. I mean, Live Jasmine is like ads for porn. And I think like when I got rejected, I think like my algorithm was changed, and then when I was jerking off, I always saw the ads of Live Jasmine. So I was like, I got rejected twice in my life. Now I have to see my rejection every time.
You're jerking off.
You're like, this looks like shitty software.
But I was imagine like working for.
You get a better hard on. You're like, oh, I got rejected that time.
Anyway, it was
You feel like
going.
watching porn as soon as you see it. It's like, like
Anyways, it
lose
was,
your bonus straight away. You're like, I'm not in the mood anymore.
it was 70K, by the way.
Huh?
70K.
Fuck, that's nice. Fuck.
That's good. And I was imagining because like I was applying for like the website, you know,
Yeah.
as a developer. So I was thinking like, what's like the meeting? You know, you talk and like, okay, by the way, this button saying like suck my, I don't know, eat my pussy is a bit like the typography is a bit weird. You know, you should maybe change it, like, because that's what I do now in my job. I'm just trying to translate the thing in a porn website where
Yeah.
you have meetings like normal meetings, like about like, yeah, what about this? You know,
I can't imagine like
clicking.
middle 40 woman. So eat my pussy design doesn't comply with the
Yes,
And like
conveying.
in an office meeting, like, yeah, we really need. Do we need to italicize the text, or like, how do we really make this pop to the average jerker? We need to put ourselves in the mind of our audience. We're sitting there, we're jacking off. This text horrible. If I'm jacking it,
Everyone's
I
drinking
wanna-
coffee,
I
being
want to bold the
serious,
text.
taking notes.
yeah, but I didn't get the job.
know.
My mom was happy that I didn't get the job. She was
I
like, I
wonder
don't think
why.
I want my son to work for a website.
Website.
My dad was kind of
Says-
happy.
Dude, I got hit up by a porn, a Berlin-based porn. Estes? Something. They're like Berlin-based, and it's run, produced, shot all by women. And they wanted me to feature in a video.
No way.
What?
It's,
It's
like
woman-friendly porn.
woman-friendly porn, but
And you're in the video.
But I'm in the video, and the concept was it's like kind of a dating show, like a reality dating show.
Oh.
And I was gonna be one of the people that goes and gets interviewed and like is like on a date with the porn star, but then gets rejected eventually. So like, yeah, you do this thing,
You will
but then
get
you get
rejected.
rejected,
And then she fucks another guy.
and then they fuck like another guy.
No.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting that they like hit me up, and I was like, oh. I couldn't do it. I had like a gig and I was like, I can't do it. And then they're like, oh, don't worry, we like found someone else. You know who they got? Dane.
Dane?
Dane Brasher. Fucking
Oh shit! No way.
Australian comedian in the scene. They were very much looking for a type of person, I
Holy
think.
shit!
Like
They were-
moustache, long hair.
So he's there now.
And then this is the crazy thing. I was on the hub. You know, I was doing the classic, scrolling through, and then I just see Dane's face. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, this is the one. And I check it out, and it's hilarious, man. He kills it. He kills his role. Yeah, wow, he's hilarious in it. It's just the funniest shit.
This views of this podcast is just gonna go like insane right now. Dude, whoa. Okay, so they were just looking for a guy that gets like just rejected.
Just rejected.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So he's not. You don't see his dick in it, but like, yeah.
Just his face.
And I was like, I was considering it because it was like I just had a gig that day that they were like shooting. It was like decent money, and it was like just a few hours of shooting, and it seemed like a kind of a pretty funny environment. And
you can use it for your for your comedy like ads.
it's featured on.
As the other guy. That's funny. That's so funny.
That's cool. Like
It's
I
good
mean,
money. Why not? Dude?
I was like, well,
It's a decent job. You're not like
Camera.
getting nude.
yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
no, I thought it'd be a funny experience, but it didn't work out.
Well,
And then
that's
just the
friendly.
fact that they were like, yeah, we found someone. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet. And then it's Dane, and I was like, okay, they're looking for.
They're looking like
I don't
they
know.
have a type.
Dude, you can just say how feminist you are that you featured in a woman-friendly
Yeah,
porn
woman-
and you got rejected.
Yeah,
You're just doing it for the love.
they're just
you know?
doing it for progress.
For
Well, they were paying.
What they were paying? Yeah, they
Yeah.
paid. It was like I can't remember, a few €100 for like a few
okay.
hours. Like
Oh, nice.
not bad.
Cool.
To get rejected, man, that's fucking dream.
Get
man.
rejected for 2 hours.
from a porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Like
a
an
normal
easy
day.
work.
Like
Then you can stay. You can
Yeah, I mean that's just
exactly.
I was getting paid
gonna
to just
kill it.
live my life.
hell yeah.
Imagine if I got a few €100 for every time I got rejected.
Yeah,
Millionaire.
people rich.
Yeah,
That's the
millionaire.
point. That's,
I'd stop getting rejected because I'd have so much money.
that's the point. That's my dream, man.
Income.
You're like, I don't like you, but take these €100. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, I'm down.
It's a good compensation.
That would be a good compromise. Ladies, if you're out there, take this as a couple of €100 every time we get rejected, please.
We have a menu for
Imagine.
reject. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you can reject me after the second date, after the third date.
Yeah.
This is my-
Gets
this
less
is
and
my-
less. And eventually we start paying because at this point.
But
That's a funny idea. That's a cool.
dating, man. What was the worst date you ever been on?
Oh, I think I've been like pretty lucky in that I haven't had any like ones where I've like left being like that was fucked up, like that was crazy. Like I have friends that have stories of like pretty gnarly scenarios.
Yeah.
I
Same. Yeah.
I've just had but ones that you just didn't click,
Yeah.
or ones where they look very different to the profile.
Oh,
And you get up
catfishing.
and you're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
catfishing.
I've had a few of the
Yeah.
catfish where it's like I mean, I get it. Like with the photos, you're taking your best photos,
Yeah.
you know. But this is like, like you don't look anything like,
Yeah.
like you know,
Obviously,
it's not
yeah.
even close. Like you at least put a few in there that's like, you know, maybe a less flattering angle or something. But
It's really like far away with the sunset in the back.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
beach, and that's me. Like,
but it was, I haven't had any like crazy. I had a friend of mine tell me the story of him going on this date with this girl. And it wasn't even really that it was like a bad date. Like they had sex, they made love, and straight to anal first date.
Oh, dude, what the fuck?
buy me dinner first.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Unprotected.
Oh.
He wakes up the next morning, right? Goes to take a piss, can't pee. It's like
She fucked his prostate.
painful. Yeah.
What?
He's the one providing. Yeah. That was because it was like he was getting up the butt. No, that was anyway. I'm explaining your joke now. So it was funny. And he can't pee, so he's like, "Fuck!" So he goes like emergency room doctor. He's like, "Can you check out what the like, please? What the fuck is going on? I can't." Like he's like, it's like dribbling out. It's really painful. The doctor checks it out. It's a fucking corn kernel stuck in his urethra.
Fuck.
How gnarly is that?
From her ass.
From
What did she eat?
well, corn.
Dude, a lot of fucking corn.
She didn't do
God.
anal
Oh,
shower
man,
beforehand. God.
Oh shit!
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, that's
Holy damn!
condom on, guys. Jeepers, creepers.
Never gonna.
Also, first date.
So-
Like,
Anal?
I feel like stakes are really high. Like you're doing it first date. You're like, all right.
My friend has a type. Let's put it that way.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gosh.
how is the conversation? Like, so let's do anal now. I'm like, like, how do you do? How do you start with that? How do you start?
Have you had? Have you?
Ah, okay,
done
okay.
anal? It's kind of. I don't know. In my experience, it's kind of. It's not like you're not like having dinner and you're like, should we?
yeah, that's what I was imagining. I was like, by the way,
Out of thin air.
let's have Indian food and then yeah. I don't know. Like, I never try it. That's why.
I
You've never-
tried it. Didn't work.
It's a bit
but-
painful. It hurts a bit to walk the next day, but
But
it's,
on me or on-
Yeah, that was that was like a tag team on that.
Have you heard of pegging?
Yeah, yeah. I know what it is.
It's like yeah.
Yeah.
Start scrolling.
That's what I like.
Pagan.
funny. Yeah.
Why do they call it
What do you call it?
pegging? Like, why does the word like why is it? Because it's like a pig.
I know we're
Peg?
not native.
It's P
Yeah.
P E G.
We're not
Well, a
native
pig is
speakers.
like a tent peg or something, like something you stick on the
Pig?
ground or like yeah.
I mean, you're the native speaker.
Yeah, it's
so
like
no,
like-
Yeah, well, I
Dude,
don't
that's
know.
getting
Yeah, I'm getting.
You're asking the wrong people. I don't know. I just know the term, but it does come from the word peg.
Oh my
Pig, yeah, pegging.
Peg.
I wonder. We give it a Google.
There's beg,
Yeah.
right? Where you beg someone.
begging, yeah,
Begging.
yeah.
I
Those
do
two
that
go
too.
hand in
That's-
hand. Yeah. I think there's a bit of both going on.
Yeah.
in those scenarios, but
Yeah.
So yeah, no. That was your friend, right?
that
Like
was my friend. Yeah,
Did
That's
he-
probably
Oh,
one of the worst
God.
dates.
but did he keep seeing this girl, or she was?
No, I think that was. Yeah,
that was
I
it.
don't know if
Like,
they- I don't know if they're getting married.
What
But,
porn fucked it up?
no, he's single. He just recently broke up with his girlfriend actually for a while.
How did he solve that issue with his corn?
I don't know if I want to know.
Good question, actually. I don't know. I suppose maybe
I don't
put
know.
like maybe there's like a device that
Oh my
maybe
God.
he's like
like
the
a probe.
the corn kernel remover. He like opens his drawer. He's like, yeah, you're the third one this week.
Oh my god.
Let me get the device.
Dude,
Oh,
one
I don't
time I
know.
wanted to do this STD test, and this guy, the doctor tells, this guy, he was a doctor. He tells me that you need to put this thing inside to taste. Like, I'm like, can I just pee
Inside
on
the-
this fucking thing? I want to pee. You know.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
Really?
like, he's like, no,
never even
pee
heard
is
of that as a
pee.
test.
Pee doesn't.
He's like, no, trust me. You gotta
he's, yeah,
you
he's
gotta
like,
put this. You gotta
like,
put this in your mouth.
trust me.
You gotta close your eyes.
yeah.
You gotta bend up.
Oh my god, guys.
Yeah, he's like pee is not sufficient enough. Like it's not
Wow, they
sufficient
really-
to know all the if there's like really diseases like other than just like I don't know what
God,
kind
we're
of,
going for those are some bottom of the barrel diseases. Like what were
You were
Why do you have to
scared,
stick
man?
it
What-
in?
what
I
did
didn't
you
do it.
for?
I didn't do it. I was like, I'm not gonna do this. He's like, but we're not gonna do the test. I was like, yeah, this has been a
Fair
good day.
enough. Yeah, dude.
And now you have AIDS.
Yeah, I'm now dying. That was no, it was a couple of years ago, but
My dick's turned green and it's fallen off, but I'm not doing that. Bloody
Doc, I'm not doing it.
I don't know if you've done that before, but no, I guess not.
The thing up the no, I've never really had a.
Hopefully, never.
I've put a couple dry noodles up there before, but not no. No, I don't know. I hate getting STI checks. I hate STI checks because I had one not too long ago where where peeing in the cup. That's fine,
Yeah.
but the like blood test where they like take the thing.
Oh yeah, you don't like blood.
I
seeing blood.
pass out every time I get
Yeah.
like an injection or
Yeah.
like a.
A lot of my friends are like that.
I hate it, man.
They can't see blood.
It's not the seeing blood is fine. Seeing blood, it's just the sensation.
Yeah.
It's the feeling of
Yeah.
having the needle like going.
You
in.
never donated blood.
I just can't.
You never
I
did
just-
heroin?
It
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like the best is when I don't know what's happening. So I went to go get the STI check. I had no idea, and then they're like, "All right, we're going to take a blood," and straight away I'm sweating,
Oh my god.
and I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to pass out." And they kind of like, they're like, "Oh, you seem fine," and I'm like, "Trust me."
I'm dying.
Every time, and then they do it, and then they're like, "Oh, whoa, you're fucked," and I'm like, "I told you." Like, it freaks me out.
They highlighted too. They're like, dude, you don't look. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep on drinking
Yeah.
and like keep on. Yeah.
Yeah, you never
Just don't
did.
think about it. You're like,
Yeah.
You never did heroin? No.
Never did heroin? No, not yet. I reckon.
There's always rock bottom. You always go down.
Yeah, the way things are going with comedy.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Couple years, I reckon. Nah, I don't. I couldn't. I couldn't do like in if I was to do it, maybe you could smoke it or something. Maybe.
Yeah, I think most of the people like now
think
they
some-
smoke it.
Some people
They
smoke
don't.
heroin, right?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
smoke
okay.
it.
I think you can smoke it.
I mean,
That's
I
probably
don't.
how
I
I'd-
don't.
If I
You
would
can do whatever
Dude,
you
in
want,
Sy-
man. Like,
Well, in Syria, like I grew up in a conservative environment, so like we didn't have any drugs around us. Like the first time I smoked weed was like when I was 20, I think, or tried it. And cocaine was like, for me, when I was like 17, 16, cocaine was like with heroin, because I was seeing it in the
I mean,
movies, like, okay, if you're taking cocaine, you're probably going to take heroin.
Wow,
But then I
yeah,
came to
yeah.
Berlin, it's like,
You're like-
no, like, just this businessmen and like lawyers or
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like,
Cocaine's.
with
It's
high
funny
social
as
status,
you,
they take cocaine.
you
And
grow
like,
older, you realize how many people actually do cocaine.
Yeah.
I was the same. Like, grew up kind of rurally, and you don't really. Cocaine in New Zealand, for example, is very rare, just in general, because it's like shipping it to New Zealand costs so much that it's so expensive,
Wow.
and nobody really does it.
Hmm.
There's two drugs I'd never touch. It's like cocaine and ketamine, purely because all of my friends I know who've done those drugs have been like, "Oh, you got to try it. It's amazing." As soon as that, I'm like, ugh. I'll do like
Yeah.
LSD or like mushrooms or something. If people are like, "Yeah, try it," you should
Yeah.
like if you want to
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
give it a
Yeah.
go. But
Don't
you
give
don't
me the-
have
but
to.
no-
Don't give me this. I have to.
Yeah,
like,
the
it
FOMO
freaks
of,
me
like,
out.
oh my God, like-
weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, no, I agree. Sorry, you want to say something? No, but you want to say something about?
Or I was just saying, yeah, like I guess what's common in New Zealand, like you don't really see heroin. Or
Yeah.
nobody really like the
Yeah.
idea of taking heroin's like crazy. Like what are you doing?
It's right there with like crystal meth or something.
Yeah, well that's the thing. So that's
Yeah.
what's really big in New Zealand is meth.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh,
people
really?
do meth because you can make it a lot easier, like locally, I suppose. There's just a lot of it's called P, and they yeah, that's a real issue. That's a real problem. Is people and meth is like fucking crazy.
Fuck.
That's like up there with heroin.
Because,
Yeah,
because
we
like
have-
But yeah, sorry, what were you?
no, because like in Bologna we had like a big heroin issue in the 80s, 90s.
Whoa.
Like people were like a lot, like could
Oh really?
yeah. I saw people like doing heroin like in the street in Bologna.
Mm.
Like saw like a guy with still like
I've seen it here in
Yeah.
Berlin.
And but cocaine is like it's interesting because like you always think like it's kind of like heroin, and then like when I moved here and you know you realize so many people do cocaine. Even like people you're like what I could never say that, like, you know.
Yeah, or
'Cause-
friends of mine that I was like, they're like the goody goods, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh yeah, I was doing a bit of coke on the way, and you're like, jeepers, creepers. Like,
No. Okay.
It's kind of like too much accepted sometimes. I feel here a bit too much. I'm like,
Berlin, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when they go to like if you have a let's say
I feel like so.
I think there's an
conservative.
international index of how fucked up your life can be
Mm.
regarding drugs, and in Berlin it's like it's pushing that index really high. Like
Yeah.
I think one of my
Statistically.
favorite bits of I don't know if you guys know Dylan Moran, Irish comic,
No.
I think an older Irish comic, but he's got
I've
this
seen the
great
name
joke
on
where
this
he's like, people who do heroin, you'd think by now they've heard something bad about it. You know, you think they're like, oh, heroin, it gives you a mad rush, but it also gives you a bit of a jiffy tummy, you know?
some side effects
Yeah.
of heroin.
Whatever. Yeah. It was burning.
It was
Wax
burning.
is
Oh,
dripping
shit.
on the table.
That's fun. Got this on camera. Lucky
Oh,
lucky
look at
people
that.
watching this.
It's like a
episode.
seance now. We should
Is it gonna?
start calling our those Nazi ancestors we're talking about.
Got
Are you
this-
in here?
They're present with us.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fuck.
but yeah, I didn't even tell you guys the story of my famous ancestry. It wasn't the Nazis, by the way. That wasn't what I was like.
Oh yeah, what were you
Stoked
trying to?
about.
What were you
Oh.
telling us? Actually, that's a good
I have.
comeback.
Do you guys know the story of William Tell?
William Tell?
No,
W-
who is this guy?
Is it like history? No, wait.
European history? Yeah.
Yeah, I already heard about it.
I'll sum up this. It's a bit of a longer story. I'll try and do like the summarized version of it. But it's basically, you know, the idea of like shooting an apple off someone's head.
Mm-hmm.
It started in this village where Switzerland is now, and it's about 14th century, like 1440 or whatever. Austria was ruling over a lot of Europe. They were very oppressive, and there's this like little village, very oppressive governor. He gets in this like he's like a duke dude. He gets into like a argument with this guy called William Tell, because William Tell's like publicly kind of like how do you say, resisting him. And he has like a hat on a pole in the middle of the town square, and all the villagers have to like bow down to it. And William Tell's like, fuck this guy. And William Tell's like famous for being like this marksman with the like crossbow and stuff, and he's like very well respected. He's like fuck these guys, they're so oppressive and they make us pay all these tax. Like we don't need to have this rule. And then this, basically as a punishment, he makes him shoot an apple off his son's head, and he takes 2 crossbow bolts with him, notches one, right, shoots, hits the apple. Crowd goes wild, and the evil duke goes, "Why did you take the second crossbow bolt?" And he's like, "If I had missed, if I'd hit my son, I'd have used the second one to kill you." And he's like, "Right," didn't like it, carts him off to prison, like sends him to prison.
Didn't like it.
Gives him the second crossbow bolt. And he manages to break free, comes back, like builds a bit of an army. He meets the evil duke in in battle, uses the second crossbow bolt to kill him, and starts the Swiss Revolution. And that's how Switzerland became a country. And my great grandfather, direct line, was the evil duke.
What the
See that coming?
Albrecht Gessler. Yeah.
Whoa.
Shit, man.
Holy
We
shit.
still have his like. We've got like his family. Our family crest.
Shit.
Oh my god, you have like
So he immigrated from Switzerland, now known today as Switzerland, to
New Zealand just
well,
because.
no. Well, my parents were the first to immigrate to New Zealand.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So
guess.
this is like old. Like we
Descendant
were in
from-
Europe. My family's been in Europe.
Okay.
I was the first one to be born in New Zealand.
Oh, you're first generation
oh.
New Zealand.
From both sides of my.
Yeah, okay.
of
They,
my
they were
family.
not living in Swiss, right?
So there was like Austrian. He's like Austrian.
But they got kicked out.
My
or?
parents, pretty much both sides. My mum's more like Belgium area, French, German.
Okay.
My dad's side is pretty much all German, Austrian, German. It's like South German kind of area.
Oh my god.
Shit. But,
But yeah, so we got
Crazy
some-
story, man.
what a crazy story how Switzerland started.
You're welcome.
yeah.
That's Switzerland in a nutshell.
This is like evil ancestors. And then also I have a great grandfather as well on my dad's side, who was the captain of Kaiser Wilhelm's private cruise ship.
Private cruise. Oh no, that.
What is
There's
that?
like photos of him with the Kaiser Wilhelm.
Is that
He was
like
the guy from the First
before
World
Hitler?
War. Yeah, it's First World War.
Oh.
I don't think it was too bad. I don't know. I don't really know much about the guy.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
pretty
shit.
sure the guy before Hitler was all right. Until Hitler came and he's like, all right.
Well,
we
wasn't
missed
there
the
like
other
a
guy, we
middle?
missed the-
I think Kaiser Wilhelm. I don't know if he was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was directly before
Was he dictator?
Hitler.
A little bit?
Well, Kaiser. He's like a
Kaiser, he was-
king, right?
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
a king.
it's not really.
It's like not a
yeah, it's a whole different thing. But
different system. Yeah. Mhm.
but yeah.
Dude, if you go back to Switzerland now, you could just reclaim some of that
well, in like the
territory.
Yeah, you
national
should
gallery.
fight back, man.
Dude, bro,
fight
dude,
back.
yeah,
Fight
I'd be like,
back.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah, you know what?
this story is very non-object, like subjective. It's like,
yeah.
you could win back Switzerland.
I'm the guy to come back and be like, you know
the
what?
chosen one.
Some Kiwi dude, like with a bit of German
Let's give him his
ancestry.
credits.
Actually, Switzerland should be mine.
Go fight for it. No
But no, there's like all these paintings in the like National Gallery in Zurich of like my ancestors like getting shot, and there's like William Tell like, in all these robes and stuff,
so
like
funny.
jacked, and it's like my fucking great grandfather, like, oh, like
I could see you inside a museum with a girl. So that's
that's
Grandpa.
That's my side.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
I swear.
It's like the classic, like, you know, it's like your ex's brother, or like your girlfriend's brother, your girlfriend's ex. Like, and it's like you, and it's like,
That's so fucking hilarious. Wow.
In the family tree, imagine like him like in the beginning, and then all the
Yeah,
things,
offshoots.
all the roots.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
funny. I don't know, man. Like, do you have any famous?
I don't know, man. We tried to do this family tree kind of thing.
Mm.
to trace back our ancestors. So we had like either Iran or cross. You know those people like back in the day, you had people hiding in woods and waiting for goods like products.
like a Robin Hood.
No, actually not. Just crossing, stealing.
Bandits.
Bandits.
Yeah.
We're just bandits.
Oh.
Bandits in Yemen.
I mean, the main difference between that and Robin Hood was giving to the
Just
poor.
giving the poor.
So you-
We're like, no.
you just skip that
for us.
step.
Yeah, exactly.
We are the poor.
Yeah,
We're the poor.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Kind of Robin Hoods.
Yeah, like outcasted from society a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, but
Cool,
I
man.
don't know. My dad did like research, but I don't know if it's like true because there's like tales and this said that. There's not always
Yeah, no.
documented. But
No
Yeah,
written.
yeah.
because of wars and
Well, that's the thing.
moving.
Even like with my story so long ago, it's like whether that
Yeah.
story occurred like that, nobody really like. It's all just like it's more like myth and like legend, or
Yeah.
more like legend. Like
That's why I
think
feel
you-
it's hard for. I don't know, okay, maybe we're getting sidetracked, but that's why it's hard for me to believe in a religion because those scripts are so old. Like, how do I
So,
know
Yeah, dude, yeah.
this is correct? Like, how do I know?
what? Literally, what if it's just some dude just like
Yeah. Today there's like fake
gonna-
news and you
yeah,
still don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
With like
exactly.
1,000 satellites, and now you're gonna tell me this
Yeah.
guy said that 4,000 years ago? All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's kind of like it's kind of like it's like Jesus was around a lot.
Yeah.
2,000 years ago, he kept
Yeah.
coming back, and he was present, and he's like he's a burning bush, and then he's like comes out of a cave, he's doing all this shit, and the last 2,000 years, he's just like, you guys will figure it out. It's like that
What are
Louis
you living
C.K.
in?
joke. It's like he could clear up a lot of shit with just like a
Yeah.
5-minute press
Literally.
conference or something. You know what I mean?
Someone said that. Who
Louis
said that?
C.K.
Louis
Yeah, he's got
C.K.,
a
yeah.
great bit about it. But I always feel like it's like that uncle that like tells you he could dunk like back in the day. You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
sure, like, but until you show me,
Show me.
I'm
first,
not
dude.
believing it.
I mean, technically, they fucked up like the age because they say like in age 0, Jesus was born.
Hmm.
Actually, but they did some like history people, I don't know, did some like research, and apparently it was not 0. It's impossible. It's like 30 years, like 30.
Oh, okay.
So we are like 30 years technically in future, you know, because we start to count from 0 just because Jesus was born there. I don't know.
So it's now 2000.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Wait, say that again. So
it's like 30 years in the future, technically. Like we are like 30 years in the future because Jesus was born in 30, not in 0.
We're 30 years late.
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah, so they already fucked up the age. I'm
already
like,
fucked
dude.
up the age.
Yeah, it's weird, no? Like,
No, it's weird.
and
They made it weird.
dude.
It's like fuck 2054.
Yeah.
I mean, like they said, like Jesus maybe was actually really existed, but I don't think he did all the things that
I think
people
we
say.
should just use another. I just use the Mayan calendar
Yeah.
to be honest. I'm,
Mayan
still using
calendar,
that.
just-
I'm on that. It's just I've got Google. I've just got Mayan calendar.
It's
I don't
an add-on.
believe-
It's like a setting you could
People are like, oh, are we catching up on Wednesday? Like, nah, we're catching up on fucking
Monkey Day. I don't know.
when the sun is there. I'll see you.
We're catching up on latitude 34.78.
Send me coordinates.
Position of the sun.
That would be funny.
It all really goes back to nature. Like at the end of this, all what we talked about is just goes back because like science itself and all our like innovations in our lives comes from nature. Like the bird, how they fly. You invented the plane.
Mm.
You know, they always tell you if you want to understand your life now, go back to nature. You'll understand it more.
Well, that's like,
I don't know. It's a philosophical take, but like,
yeah, it's very philosophical. It reminded me of Descartes. Was his ideas of like scale? You have scalable ideas, and this is I've always kind of not really fucked with. I was like raised Lutheran. It's like quite religious.
yeah.
And then it was like I still remember the moment. It's like, kind of like a switch flicked, and I just didn't buy it, any of it. I'm not like full atheist, you know, because I feel like it's pretty arrogant to say I know that there's nothing. You know, I just don't think anyone knows.
I'm agnostic too. If you're that was your
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd even put a label on it, but his idea was like, it was the most convincing idea of that there kind of has to be some sort of God, and he was saying it's scalable ideas. So you have an idea. There's like the lower levels of ideas is just like form, substance, like if something's hard or soft or whatever. And then you've got, and then the next scalable idea is like a table is made up of form, and so it's like lines and physics and structure. And then the next idea is like an animal, which is like
there's always a topology
motion and stuff, and everything kind of scales up. And every idea that you can come up with in your head has to come from some kind of form of
structure
scale. So it's got to start with form, and then it goes up and it goes up. And you're like our idea of a mythical creature, like a unicorn.
Yeah.
It's like a horse or a thing, or a dragon's got different elements of things that already exist. You can't just come up with an idea of something from nothing. And it's the only thing that exists that doesn't come from anywhere that already exists is the idea of God
or time.
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that.
If you say it for time,
but
You just broke philosophy.
it was just
You were so
just
fast.
dial-up noises in my head. Just that it was just.
I thought you were gonna say time because this is exactly what I think. This is, if I understood you right, he's saying that you cannot come up with anything like it's just that not related to nature.
Well, yeah,
so
that's
like
what
the
reminded me of
form
it.
and the material.
It's got to come from ideas that already kind of exist. In
exactly.
nature. Yeah.
And time, it doesn't. It's just a abstract thing in our heads.
Yeah, I
and
guess.
as-
Or like
as
kind
well
of
as
like,
God.
or even like
Yeah.
the concept. I was just saying, just like the concept of infinity.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty like. Where does that come from?
Yeah.
that
It's
idea?
fucking weird.
So
Or
maybe-
nothing.
Or it's also
But
for me fun like the concept that we cannot imagine numbers like if I tell you like 1,000 or 1 million, 1 billion of like ping pong balls. For you cannot imagine how much is like 1,000 or 1 million. What's the difference? 1 million, 1 billion. It's like a huge difference, but you cannot.
Yeah.
And I remember this because like when I did like algebra back in my university time, like the professor came the first time. He asked like, how many ping pong balls do you think can we fit in this room? And you cannot imagine that. You're gonna say a high number, but it's gonna be way wrong because you're like 1 million or 1 billion. For you, it's the same.
It's funny. You'd ask the entire class, and there'd be a bell curve of answers, and it just shows how much variation there'd be in that answer because people wouldn't have a concept of it. Yeah.
It's interesting. Like, this concept of finite, like you cannot imagine like numbers in a way like. If it's too high, you cannot do that.
Yeah, and infinity is just. I think it's just one of those ones that you just. It's a very difficult concept to fucking really fully understand. I think,
So
and
hard.
most people just, I'd say, wouldn't really understand it.
Yeah.
Even the idea of like someone was telling me that there's different levels of infinity.
Yeah.
Like
shit.
so if you have
my
like for
God.
example, if you go
Astronomical.
from 0 to 1, there's infinite numbers in between 0 and 1, but then there's also infinite numbers between 0 and 10.
Yeah.
And that there's more infinite numbers between 0 and 10 than there is between 0 and 1.
True.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
Like what?
It's true.
How could you say more?
That's insane.
Exactly,
That's crazy.
right?
Oh, yeah. How is
That's
there
also-
more infinity?
Yeah. It's like the
What the
statement
fuck?
where they say, maybe we found the edges of the universe, and we can say that the universe is expanding, but they also say the universe is unendless. But how could something be expanding if it's
And then,
unendless?
if it's not
It's
ending.
so fun when I was like 5. My parents always told me that I came home from school and I told them like I didn't know. No one told me that there was other numbers between like 1 and 2. I didn't know that you could do like 1.2, 1.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and they were like, yeah, that's true. I'm like,
basic
holy shit!
math.
No one told me that. What the fuck is this? I was like 1, 0. What the? This is like
You were
zero.
so confined in the world of whole numbers.
Whole life is a lie.
Goddamn. Yeah.
Fucking, I'm gonna kill myself, dude.
Existential crisis.
I started doing cocaine. Oh, shit.
Imagine your parents were like,
Gives you 50 cents and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
is this poverty? Imagine your parents were just bullying you. Like, you didn't know that, you fucking idiot? That would be me as a parent. I would be so
I
bad.
would
I'd be
bully
like,
my kid hard for being an idiot, eh? For sure. Just be like, you don't know fucking
fucking.
X plus Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking funny. There is this place today I was talking with a friend and she wanted to go to this place called Upside Down. It's like a museum here in Berlin where you can go and then everything is upside down.
Oh,
I think I know a bar called Madame Claude.
Madame Claude is a really cool bar. You ever been there?
Madame Claude, is that the one?
It's
Schlesische Tor.
Skalitzstrasse. It's close to Skalitz. Lubne.
It's right next to the bar, the Russian bar, where there's like
Space Medusa.
yeah, it's opposite of Space Medusa inside on
They do like concerts sometimes.
Oh, I don't know if I've been there.
everything's upside down.
What
It's
am I?
really-
Is that the one with the wax figurines? Madame
No, that's Madame
Tussauds.
Tussauds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, this one is a normal Berlin bar,
Yeah.
but you have like stuff attached to
Hanging from the ceiling.
the ceiling,
Cool.
and it's really cool. Like they have like a pyramid card,
Mm-hmm.
like, and everything is like upside down. It's really nice. Like also,
Old- yeah.
it's really winter
Yeah.
bar because
Yeah.
it's in a basement,
Yeah.
and they have also kicker, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And they do concerts. But yeah, there is this upside down is like a museum, and it's like 20 euros to go to a place where everything is just
Wow.
upside down. And I just told her like I think also the price should be upside down. You know,
Mm.
they pay you.
Yeah, they pay you.
they
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
you.
it's great.
It's minus 20.
They give you money to get in.
Yeah, it didn't work. I like
Yeah.
this Louis C.K. bit about being poor, being broke.
Oh, I know the one.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really
I know
old
the
one. It's
Can't
like
afford nothing.
Yeah. Where it's like someone offered me something for free, and I'm like, oh, I can't afford it.
I can't afford it.
Minus.
I've got minus money. Oh, so good. Yeah, shit.
So smart.
Yeah.
yeah, like
I was talking about that someone recently about the whole Louis C.K. thing and how just like betrayed, because I was like just before this like controversy, like so like had just got into Louis C.K. And that's the
Yeah.
thing with comedians, you really do get that level of kind of trust for them and listening
Yeah.
to what they say, and when
And then
with
you're
that
like-
level where you're just listening to every single special. And
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like they become your philosophers in a way.
Yeah,
blindly
yeah.
following them.
Yeah, you're just like, man, this guy just gets it. And then something like that happens, and you're like, oh, it's like
you didn't have to
heartbreaking.
do that.
It's
really,
heartbreaking that you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, this person that you're like kind of trusting in that way.
Yeah, it turns out to be an
turns
asshole.
out to be a creep, and you're like, god
Yeah.
damn, it's sad.
Yeah, especially in comedy because like you go on stage and you say stuff. I mean, sometimes are really like you exaggerate, situation. And you say something really dark. And like, yeah, but this is a comedian, like you can do that, But then you hear like stories, like the real things. Like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Like, but I don't know. This cancel culture. It's a big topic. It's a tough topic.
Big
to talk.
topic. Yeah, we're getting.
I mean, I watch.
Getting into
I
that
watch.
topic.
I watched Lucy K last shows.
Yeah.
And they're good. Like one
I'd
one
go.
is
Yeah.
one is really good. The
I'd
one at
still go.
Dolby. The one about he takes the Bible. He starts to read the Bible. That's really great. But I mean, of course, you start to see him in a different.
Yeah, it's all
angle.
lens.
different, and it's all like layered. I mean, you compare that to like Bill Cosby, and you're like,
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
never listen to Bill Cosby now.
No,
He's just not funny.
He's touring apparently.
He's
He's
touring.
like touring.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
He's
Yeah.
out, and you're like,
Sorry.
I thought that motherfucker was going to be in jail until he dies. Like I thought
Same.
I thought he was dying in
Yeah.
a prison.
Same.
Also with this whole like PD shit now,
PD,
like what the
yeah.
fuck, like he should be in jail. Like I don't know.
He's not in jail. I thought he was.
No, PD is in jail now. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got. I mean,
But
makes sense.
Fucking Bill Cosby. Wow.
Fucking Bill Cosby. Yeah, that'll
That's
be
the
the name
worst
of
thing
his
you can do.
autobiography.
Fucking Bill
Fucking
Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Tory.
You did. You just didn't know about it. That's-
Imagine there are like fan bases now. Like, oh my god, have you seen Bill Cosby in theater?
Yeah,
I want that song.
Picture like chatting to a party, like chatting to someone at a party.
bar.
Like, oh, I just saw Bill Cosby.
He killed.
Yeah, he murdered. It was so funny.
That's funny.
It was just me and him, and I can't remember a large part of the gig. But
Holy shit!
What a way to end our episode. We started with fascism, ended with Bill
Ended with
Cosby.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
Do you have any shows soon? You wanna?
I got a solo show coming up in
Oh, nice, man.
Leipzig. Let me check
Oof,
the
let's
calendar.
go. When is it?
It's like Halloween, I think.
31st.
31st.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ever
And
been to
I'm opening
Leipzig?
for Frenchie, which will be exciting, on Friday the 19th. Frenchie's like an Australian comic who's real good. He was like a guy I like
Oh.
grew up watching, so it's
You're opening
very
for him?
excited to be opening for him.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
nice,
really
man.
fucking cool, man.
And then just shows around town.
wow, you're
I'm doing
opening for
Cosmic
him. That's
on-
amazing. Let's go.
Yeah, fucking
It must be exciting, dude.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Where's
I'm looking forward to it.
Where's
I
it
think
from?
it's going to be just Caracas.
Caracas? Nice.
Yeah.
Caracas 19th. Come check it out.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. He's fucking. He did like he was one of the first in Australia to do like the kind of like YouTube like vines and like clips and stuff
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
as like a comic.
He's a
and
bit
getting
older
into that.
though.
Yeah, he's a bit older.
Yeah.
Okay. Real out the gate, kind of like Bogan vibes, like Australian
that'd be
Bogan
cool.
vibes, but like very clever comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
Awesome.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
19th.
19th.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You got any shows coming up?
We
always have our
Halunka
Halunka
Open mics.
shows.
we have
Halunka,
Halunka.
yeah.
Every Thursday.
That was
So-
fun, man.
Dude, that was
real
amazing,
fun.
man.
Yeah, that was a real fun show.
It's a fun
Yeah.
show. But yeah, nothing lined up.
So yeah, every Thursday we have Halunka, guys. 8. We
8 p.m.
This time you're hosting, right?
Yeah, next time. But it's always rotating, like
Rotating.
him, Ahmad, me. So yeah,
It's really
it's
fun.
a fun
man.
hang, man. Thank you for coming, dude.
Yeah, it was fun. It's always fun.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, that night was.